Welcome to another episode of Battle Axe. I'm Joey Dania alongside Bobby Bradford. We're coming to you from the Ironside Axe Club in West Des Moines, Iowa for the Ironside Open. Some of the very best axe throwers in the world are here competing for a championship. It's been a thrilling tournament thus far, and we're excited to keep the competition going here on this episode. Before we get the competition started, let's go over all the rules. The rings are worth 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 points. The bullseye is worth 6 points. If you go for the bullseye and miss, but you still get it in the ring around the bullseye, you get 5 points. Now, the small blue ring on the outermost ring, that's called the kill shot. It's worth 8 points if you hit it. If you get it in the dot around the ring, you get 7 points. But if you miss the blue entirely, you get nothing. High risk, high reward. It can really change the course of a match. We've seen it happen time and time again throughout this tournament. Lucas Johnson, our first competitor here on this episode. He's going to be taking on John Dobke.
So first match here between John and Lucas Johnson. Both players coming in incredibly skilled axe throwers here at this point in the competition.
This is a best-of-3 series.
Looks like Lucas going for that upper left-hand bullseye. John electing to go for that upper right-hand side bullseye, and the result is the same. A couple bullseyes for both competitors.
You'd expect nothing less from two outstanding throwers here at this point in this tournament. Great start in this one. Pretty much every match this point of the way should be a nail-biter.
Absolutely. I foresee some kill shot attempts coming here in all these matches we have tonight. And very little room for air, so we're going to be seeing some fives that could really determine the game, possibly.
Back-to-back bullseyes for Johnson and Dobke to get this one started here in Game 1 in this best-of-3.
Yeah, so Lucas Johnson is a former world champion in multiple disciplines as well, so no surprise to see him this far along here in the Ironside Open, and John going for that middle bullseye there. Looks like another couple bullseyes for each competitor, so double unicorns to get this night started here, Joey.
What a start here. 3 consecutive bullseyes for Johnson and Dobke.
Yeah, and there's just very little room for air. Both competitors so precise in their approach and their method. It looks like another couple bullseyes there for them. So 4 consecutive bullseyes. It's going to be who blinks first here in this matchup, Joey.
Johnson and Dobke dialed in right now. 4 consecutive bullseyes. Just one mistake can be devastating.
Yeah, that's something that neither competitor wants to see. And it looks like that's a bullseye, and that's going to be a 5 there for John. We'll see if after the turn he could make up that point. But as it stands, Lucas Johnson with a 1-point lead right now.
Well, a perfect first half for Lucas Johnson, a round of 30. He's clinging to a 1-point lead as we get ready to go here in the second half.
Well, you can just see how calm both these competitors are as well, Joey. You know, the nerves are out. They're throwing with incredible confidence. And it looks like that's going to be a flush bullseye there for Lucas Johnson. We'll get a closer look here on John's throw. I think it was initially ruled a 5. And the referee gave John the flashlight to see if he wants to challenge the ruling. And John asking Lucas if he wants to take a look.
Got to have red on both sides of the blade.
Well, we know this, I believe it was initially called a 6, actually. So Lucas getting a look, seeing if he wants to challenge and see if that's a 5, knowing how precious points are. But he elects to uphold the ruling. So a couple 6s for both competitors on the 6th throw.
And it remains a 1-point lead for Lucas Johnson. 6 consecutive bullseyes as he looks to take Game 1 here against Dobke.
And Lucas throwing 6 consecutive bullseyes, but still only up by 1. That's got to be an odd feeling for him. But it looks like that's going to be a devastating mistake there for John. He missed that 5 ring, so that is a 3 there for him. A huge turn of events here.
Shocking. As incredible as he had been playing to throw a 3, like we said, one mistake can be devastating. All of a sudden, he's down by 4. He's going up for the kill shot.
Yeah, I like the call of going up for the kill shot here on the 8th throw. He's got to get some of those points back, knowing how lights out Lucas has been throwing. We'll see if that's popping through on the left-hand side. It's going to be at least a 7. But ruled an 8, so able to pick up a couple points on that throw.
Well, he had to have it, and indeed he got it. The 8 to get back a couple of points and make this a 2-point game Lucas Johnson still perfect. Nothing but bullseyes after 8 throws.
Well, and after that bullseye there by John, Lucas is, I believe, doing the math in his head, going to play the middle of the board or going to play the board and not going up for a kill shot. So we do not get to attempt to see a perfect game thrown here. But we'll see if John can complete the comeback. And a couple sixes there. So no ground gain, no ground lost.
Got to go up for the kill shot now if you're Doepke.
And I saw an indication from Lucas Johnson as well. He is going up for the kill shot, up by 2. So incredibly confident in his kill shot throw is Lucas Johnson. We'll see if it pays off here. It will be a devastating mistake. Wisely waiting for John to throw, putting all the pressure on him. That looks like at least a 7 there for John. It looks like a 7 there for Lucas. We'll see. And a 7 there for Lucas and an 8 for John. So Lucas Johnson will take the victory here in game number 1.
Well, Lucas Johnson being the aggressor, he went for the kill shot on that final throw to say, you're not going to take this one away from me. And indeed, he got that 7 to secure the victory.
Yeah, just a tremendous round by Lucas Johnson. As you can see there, 9 consecutive 6s, and they weren't cheap ones, too. They were nice, flush bullseyes there all throughout this match. He went for that kill shot there on his 10th throw. Again, to your point, Joey, showing that I'm pretty confident with my kill shot as well for a really impressive score of 61. He did have a chance at a perfect game, but because John went for that kill shot on his 7th throw, he really put some pressure on Lucas Johnson to stay, play the board, and maintain his lead. But for John, he had that devastating 3 there on his 6th throw. He responded really well, though, with a nice kill shot there on his 7th throw, and had a kill shot there on his 10th throw as well. So very close match. I expect to see more.
Can't wait to see how that one plays out. Frank Cochran now going to take on Shane Funky.
So we've seen Shane and Frank before. This is the first match of their best of 3 here.
Funky going right down the middle, and he throws it a little south of the bullseye.
Yeah, holding on the axis a little bit too long is Shane, and looks like Frank released a little too early as well, so but ruled a 4 there for Shane. You can see him hanging his head, knowing that's not how you want to start a match off, Joey.
But if you're going to throw a 4, great time for your competitor to throw a 3. So Funky was frustrated, but he's got the lead. Or does he? We're going to get a closer
Frank
look.
is calling for a 2nd here. We'll see here. It was initially called a 3. Our 2nd judge here getting a very close look here. And it is overturned as a 5, so a huge swing here after throw number 1.
That's something you rarely see, a 2-point differential on a second opinion.
Yeah.
Big turn there for Frank Cochran.
Yeah, it was a good 2nd call there by Frank, and Shane going right down the middle. Looks like that's a flush bullseye, and you can see Frank is none too pleased with that throw. And that's going to be a 3 there for Frank. You can see him just throwing up his hands, doesn't know what's going on. That was that 5 that he had in his first throw was very close to being a 3 as well, so he is lucky that it's only a 2-point gain going into the 3rd throw here.
Meanwhile, it's a bullseye for Shane Funky. He gets back on track after starting this one off with a 4.
Frank going right down Broadway. Looks like a nice flush bullseye. We'll see if he can get that back on track, and another bullseye there for Shane. So both players getting it dialed in after 3 throws. Shane Funky up by 2, 16-14. Getting a quick score check here.
A nice response here from Funky. Back-to-back bullseyes after the 4 on throw number 1.
We'll see if we can complete what we dare not speak. And Frank's got to be hoping that blade's popping through on the right-hand side, but ruled a bullseye there for Shane and a 5 there for Frank. So Shane able to pick up another point here. 22-19 going into the 5th throw.
A flush bullseye for Funky for a unicorn.
Yeah, you can see Shane rebounding really nicely after that first throw. Frank starting to get it put together here after that shaky start. We talk all the time about how important it is to, be a goldfish and forget those bad throws, start to get back on track. Frank doing a nice job after that 3, 2 6s and a 5.
Meanwhile, 4 consecutive bullseyes for Funky. He's got a 3-point lead as we get the second half underway. Flush bullseye there from Funky to get the second half started. And it looks like a 5 for Cochran.
Yeah, Frank with another 5 there going for that upper right-hand side bullseye. Loses another point here to Shane. 34-30 going into the 7th throw.
Still plenty of time in this one, but the sand in the hourglass starting to run out here. Cochran's got to play well on these final few throws.
Well, he's got to rely on Shane to make a mistake, and as Shane's throwing currently, that's going to look like a very slim chance of happening.
If he can keep it within 4, he'll give himself a shot when you bring in the kill shots into play, but he cannot afford a mistake at this point.
Well, and like we saw in our first match, too, I don't mind, being down 4, being the aggressor, trying to stem the tide with your opponent throwing so lights out as Shane Funky is doing currently. Going for that kill shot there on that 8th throw can get a couple points, maybe make your opponent start thinking a little bit that this is getting a little too close, force their hand a little bit. We see the indication from Frank going up for the kill shot here. We'll see if he can get in and pick up some points, but he is off the mark wide right.
And that'll put this one out of reach. Funky going to get out of here with the win in game 1, and now both of these competitors going to go up for the kill shot on the final throw. Target practice for these two pros.
Yeah, if anything for Frank, you want to see some positive points on your last throw. He was off the mark on his first kill shot. And a couple hit 7s there by both competitors. So at least a positive note here for Frank to end on the match number 1.
Well, a great round of 59 for Shane Funky to get the win here in game 1 over Frank Cochran.
Yeah, Shane started off with that 4 there on his first throw, but followed it up with nothing but 6s until that 10th throw kill shot attempt where he had a nice 7 there. So for a great score of 59, it was just a great example of, putting that one bad throw behind and then just starting to focus up on the board and play your game. And then for Frank, he had started off with that 3 that was turned over to 5, and then he followed that up with another 3. So not the start that he was looking for in this matchup. He did rebound nicely after that, nothing but 5s and 6s. I'd like to see him be a little bit more aggressive on that 8th throw, maybe going for a kill shot, try to put Shane in a corner here a little bit. But as it stands, he falls 59-49. We'll see if he can force a game number 3, but I think he can rebound.
Much more Battle Axe still to come. We'll bring it to you straight ahead right here on MC22. Welcome back to Battle Axe here in West Des Moines, Iowa at the Ironside Axe Club for the Ironside Open. It's been a thrilling tournament as some of the world's best are competing for a championship. I'm Joey Dania alongside Bobby Bradford. The atmosphere here has been electric, and it's been an incredible tournament thus far. Lucas Johnson, our next competitor, he's going to take on John Dobke here in Game 2 between these two pros.
Yeah, as the tournament pool starts to dwindle, we get to see the completion of a lot of these matches here. So game number 2 here between Lucas Johnson and John Dobke. Lucas was virtually flawless in the first match. We'll see how it carries over here into match number 2. And as no surprise to anybody, a couple bullseyes there by both competitors.
Yeah, these two gave us one of the best games in the tournament thus far in game number 1. It was Lucas Johnson, the victor, 61-60. How'd you like to put up around a 60 and still come up short?
Exactly, and that's the stage we're at here in this tournament at the Ironside Axe Club. There's very little room for error. John with that devastating 3 there in their first match. We'll see if he can eliminate that and try to force a game number 3. But another couple bullseyes here for both competitors. Just cool, calm, and collected. A chance for another double unicorn here.
That's exactly how they started game number 1. We'll see if they can do it again here in game number 2.
Well, in both these throws, they just have their rhythm down. They have their approach down. And again, they're just focused up on that board, not really worried about what your opponent's doing, especially at this stage in the match here. Only 3 throws in. Nothing but 6s here by both competitors. They just got to focus up and execute every little thing that they've worked so hard to get to the stage.
18 all after a couple of unicorns to start this one. Looks like 4 consecutive bullseyes now for Dobke and Johnson.
Yeah, and we thought in that first match, it was going to be a 5 maybe that was going to be the mistake. And unfortunately for John at the turn, he did throw a 5 as well. So we'll see if that plays out. Obviously, that 3 that he had was the really big mistake. But as it stands, it looks like Lucas going down the middle. That's going to be a bullseye, but ooh, that's going to be a close call there for John. Hoping that that's a 5.
Big ruling.
And it was ruled a 5, so very, very close to being a 3, and we have a carbon copy 5 throws here going into the turn.
And the fact that Dobke threw a 3 in game 1 and still put up a round of 60 tells you a lot about just how sharp he was, hitting those 2 kill shots, really putting the pressure on Lucas Johnson, who has a 1-point lead heading into the second half as he looks to put this one away in 2 games.
Yeah, and to your point, Joey, it really shows how powerful that kill shot can be. You know, even if you throw a 3, if you're confident in that kill shot, you know, you can go for that. You can really kind of turn the tide. In that example with John in the first match, he was able to get 2 points back after giving up 3. So very powerful tool, and if executed well, it can be very, very rewarding.
What a remarkable run Lucas Johnson is on right now. Another bullseye. He's been on fire in this series.
Yeah, I mean, he has not thrown a 5. I don't want to jinx him, but I don't think I have that power to jinx Lucas Johnson here in this match. 7 consecutive bullseyes for a round of 42. John in the same position, down by 1, but it feels like a massive canyon.
But the way he was hitting those kill shots in game 1,
Correct.
He's got to feel confident in the kill shot, and if he can hit it, all of a sudden, that would turn the tide.
And now, because John did not make a mistake and throw a 3 in this match, he's in a position going for the kill shot here on the 9th throw, and Lucas is going for a kill shot as well, knowing that if John went for a kill shot, Lucas stayed down, then John could really turn the tide here in this match. So well done by John to stick in this thing. He is off the mark on that kill shot, though. We're going to big ruling here for Lucas. And it is a hit 8 kill shot there for Lucas. So, Joey, we have a chance for what we have never seen before on this show. I don't want to jinx Lucas Johnson here, but
I was about to say it, and then I bit my tongue. So let's see how Lucas Johnson finishes this one out as he looks to put a exclamation point on what's been an incredible run.
John just playing Lucas's board. Well, we're going to get a closer look, and it's a 7 there for Lucas Johnson. So he comes up 1 point short of a perfect game.
What an incredible series for Lucas Johnson. A round of 63 after the round of 61 in the first game. He wins this one in 2. A great effort, though, from John Dobke.
Yeah, absolutely. Great effort by John Dobke, as you can see there. He had that 1-5 there on his 5th throw. Everything else was bullseyes. He went for the kill shot there on his 9th throw. Unfortunately for him, he was off the mark, which kind of put this game to bed. For Lucas Johnson, what can you say? I mean, nothing but 6s, and he had a chance for a perfect game, something we have not seen on a Battle Axe show yet, but a tremendous performance here by Lucas Johnson. Definitely looks like one of the strongest competitors here at the Ironside Axe Club, and if he keeps putting up scores like 63, he might be coming away with some hardware. But for John Dobke, he falls down to the B bracket here with a round of 47. He'll have to start battling his way back, but good news for him, it's not that far of a journey.
Time now for game 2 between Frank Cochran and Shane Funky. Funky the victor in game number 1. He'll look to put it away here in game 2 as Cochran looks to force a winner-take-all game 3.
Yeah, it's a big match for Frank here. He's got to focus up. I think he has to start off really strong here to kind of forget about that first match. And a couple 6s there for both competitors. You can see Shane is letting loose, having some fun. Whereas Frank is a little more, he's focused up on that board. I dare say no nonsense.
Always easier to play when you've got a 1-0 lead in the series.
That's true. Looks like Frank going for that lower right-hand side bullseye. You got to be hoping that's popping through in the top part of that axe. It's tough to see here from this angle for Shane's, but it's tough to see for the official as well. So
he's going to get out the flashlight.
And ruled a 5 there for Shane, so not popping through on the right side of the blade there for Shane Funky. And Frank able to get a point here, taking an early 12-11 lead going into the 3rd throw.
Well, a nice start to game 2 here for Frank Cochran. Sometimes when you come up short in the first game, it can be tough to rebound, but he's done a nice job here against Funky.
Yeah, it's really important for him to come out of the gate hot. You want to build some confidence. At least keep this thing close. After that 3 there on his 2nd throw in the first match, you could just see he was a bit dejected. He did rebound, but again, it's never fun to see a 3 on your scorecard.
Well, all he sees now is 3 consecutive bullseyes for a unicorn to maintain his 1-point lead.
That's the only threes we want to see, are 3 consecutive bullseyes here. And adding on to it there, well, Shane actually able to get a point back there.
Well, we're all tied up now after 4 throws, 23 all.
Yeah, very close throw there by Frank. It looked like that could have been a bullseye there, but ruled a 5, and he did not protest. It looks like he might have let go of that axe just a little bit too early. See the judge getting a closer look and ruled a 5, but the way that thing was sailing, that was dangerously close to being a 5, and dare I say a 2.
28-28 after the first half here between Cochran and Funky. Surprise, surprise, we've got another nail-biter here on Battle Axe at the Ironside Open.
Shane going right down the middle, and Frank going for that lower right-hand side bullseye. This is going to be a big ruling here because he's got to be hoping that's popping through on the bottom part of that blade for a 5. And ruled a 2 there for Frank Cochran.
Just a devastating mistake from Frank Cochran, and not a lot of time to get back in this one either.
No, we're after the turn here. Frank asking for the flashlight here. And it looks like this, Joey, it looks like from this angle that it's because the axe is on the 2 line. That's why it's being ruled a 2 and not in the ring itself, but it's on the line. So Frank has to be hoping that the second opinion here sees some wood popping through on the right-hand side of that blade.
Yeah, every point crucial at this point in the tournament.
Yeah,
we'll see if Frank Cochran can get a break.
Yeah, you can see there from that shot, though, I don't think there's any wood popping through on that right-hand side of the blade. So I think this ruling is going to be upheld. And it is. So we ruled a devastating 2 here for Frank Cochran. None too pleased going into the 7th throw.
Cochran feeling the frustration of a devastating 2 as he now trails by 4 with only 4 throws to go against Shane Funky. That's a tall task to come back from.
Yeah, it really is. And, you can see Frank getting a score check there. He is still in position. He, with a kill shot and, one mistake from Shane, he can get back in this thing. But it's definitely not the position he wants to be in, down 0-1 in this matchup already. And lucky that's ruled a 5 there for Frank, popping through the top part of the blade.
Funky happy to trade points with Cochran here at this point. He maintains his 4-point lead. 3 throws to go. Time running out here for Cochran.
Yeah, to your point, Joey, Shane definitely happy to just trade points here with Frank, as they do in that throw as well. A couple of 6s. And Frank forced here, down by 4 to go for the kill shot. Shane electing to stay down and play the board, which I believe is the wise move.
Well, off the mark is Frank Cochran.
Yeah, you can see hanging his head.
He's feeling the frustration. He knows this one just slipped away. Shane Funky going to get out of here with the win in 2 games.
And unfortunately for Frank, his tournament will be over. But a really great run by Frank Cochran. Unfortunately for him, he's going to come up short, though, and Shane Funky will advance.
Funky putting an exclamation point on this one with a 7 on the kill shot attempt. 58-41 the final. Funky moving on. A great run comes to an end for Cochran.
Yeah, Shane Funky with just a tremendous round here. You can see nothing but 5s and 6s going for that kill shot there on the 7th throw once the match was out of hand. So he'll advance in the B bracket. We'll see if he can fight his way back all the way to the finals here. So a great match for Shane Funky. Unfortunately for Frank Cochran, he had that devastating 2 there on his 6th throw. You could just see from the body language, it was something where he knew this was getting out of hand. Very little chance for him to actually make a comeback and to force the game number 3. But for him, he had a tremendous run in this tournament. So hats off to him. Great thrower, and I'm sure he'll be back next year to give it another go.
Well, we've got much more Battle Axe still to come. We'll be right back here on MC22. Welcome back to Battle Axe from West Des Moines, Iowa at the Ironside Axe Club for the Ironside Open. I'm Joey Dania alongside Bobby the Blade Bradford. Bobby, what a tournament this has been thus far.
Oh, man, we've had some tremendous matchups here tonight. It's just been a fantastic tournament as well. I'm excited to see all these matches, Joey, are getting so razor-thin close. The margin of error is so small for all these competitors. You can feel the pressure. You can feel the tension. I'm excited for more matches.
Next up, it's going to be Lucas Johnson taking on Stephen Neal. Johnson has been on fire. We'll see if he keeps it going here against Neal.
Yeah, this is our third match here with Lucas Johnson. We saw Stephen Neal in our last episode. So these two will go toe-to-toe. Two just incredibly skilled throwers as well.
Yeah, Johnson just put up a round of 63 in his victory over John Dobke. He's been throwing nothing but bullseyes and then hitting those kill shots. He's just been incredibly sharp.
Yeah, Lucas starting off with a 6 and Stephen, unfortunately, with a 5, which normally would be nothing to really worry about. But with the way that Lucas has been throwing, that's a massive deficit. But with 9 throws to go, I think Stephen's going to put up a fight. Ooh, but he is off the mark there. He's got to be hoping that that's popping through on the left-hand side of the blade there for a 5. But ruled a 3 on his second throw.
Well, a devastating swing there. Wow. Stephen Neal with a 3 and a bullseye for Lucas Johnson. 4-point deficit already for Neal. That's a lot to come back from against a player of Luke Johnson's caliber and the way he's been throwing.
Yeah, you know, it's not a mercy rule situation right now because we have 8 more throws to go, but man, it's not the position that Stephen wants to be in, but looks like that's a nice response there by him. Looks like a bullseye there for Stephen and another 6 there for Lucas Johnson. Should be no surprise.
Yeah, surprise, surprise, another unicorn for Lucas Johnson. He maintains the 4-point lead over Stephen Neal, who gets back on track with a bullseye. We'll see how he fares here on throw number 4. He's got to hope that somehow, some way, Lucas Johnson will make a mistake or two.
Yeah, that's the position that Stephen finds himself in, but just another flush, picturesque bullseye there by Lucas Johnson. And unfortunately for Stephen, that's a 5 as well, so a 5-point lead going into the 5th throw here for Lucas Johnson.
Lucas Johnson's incredible run just keeps getting better. Nothing can slow him down right now.
Well, you can just see how calm, cool, and collected he is. Just a great release point. That's a nice throw there by Stephen. Looks like a flush bullseye going down the middle. And going down the middle as well is Lucas Johnson, and another couple bullseyes there by both competitors.
Well, another perfect first half for Lucas Johnson. A round of 30. He takes a 5-point lead into the second half against Stephen Neal. And if you're Neal, you've just got to try and hang around, put yourself in position to hopefully hit a couple of kill shots and put some pressure on Johnson.
Yeah, just like the first match with John Dobke, Stephen might have to be aggressive going for that kill shot. Trying to stem the tide here, turn the tide. Ooh, but ruled a 4 there for Lucas Johnson.
Well, that is just what Stephen Neal needed. A very rare 4 from Lucas Johnson. Neal takes full advantage with a bullseye. Just like that, he's within 3.
Yeah, very important throw there. Huge mistake by Lucas Johnson throwing a 4 there, making this thing a 3-point game. Definitely within striking distance of Stephen Neal and his kill shot attempts. And he would love to sneak an extra point in here to not rely on Lucas to throw a 5, but at this point, he's got to be thinking his lucky stars that it's a 3-point game and he has a chance to come back.
Throw number 8 on the way. Stephen Neal going right down Broadway. Looks like a bullseye, and looks like Johnson has the answer with a bullseye of his own.
And Johnson with the veteran move there, waiting for Stephen to throw, knowing that all the pressure's on Stephen. But Stephen is not backing down. Another nice bullseye there by Stephen on the 8th throw.
Here comes a kill shot attempt for Neal. He's going to wait, see what Johnson does, and there's the kill shot attempt. Looks like it's off the mark.
And it is off the mark, 0, but again, another nice savvy move, waiting for Lucas to throw. Trying to put that pressure on. Lucas going for the kill shot now, as is Stephen Neal. Lucas with a kill shot 7 and 8 in his previous matchup with John Dobke.
That looks like a flush kill shot right there from Neal.
That looks like what he needed on the 9th throw, unfortunately for Stephen. A couple hit 8s.
Well, what a round from Lucas Johnson. What a run he's on. Another win here in the Ironside Open. Another round of 60 to get the win over Stephen Neal here in Game 1.
Yeah, just a tremendous effort by Lucas Johnson. We still yet to see a 5 from him, but we did see a 4 there in this match. That was his only blemish on that scorecard with the 4 there on the 6th throw. But other than that, nothing but 6s, nothing but bullseyes. Going for the kill shot there on the 8th throw with a nice hit 8 for a round of 60. Definitely a dangerous competitor. But for Stephen, he got out of the gate a little slow there with that 3 there on his 2nd throw, but he did a tremendous job of fighting his way back, making this thing a 3-point game, capitalizing on Lucas Johnson's mistake. Unfortunately for him, on his 9th throw kill shot attempt, he was off the mark, but he did follow it up with a nice flush kill shot 8 there on his 10th throw for a score of 51. We'll see if he can force game number 3.
Well, time to get a new series underway. It's Shane Funky taking on Brandon Shell.
Yeah, so our first time seeing Brandon here in the first match of the best of 3 between Brandon Shell and Shane Funky. Brandon electing going for that upper right-hand side bullseye. Shane going right down Broadway, and a bullseye there for Shane, and Brandon is off the mark with a 5.
Funky out to the early lead. He's been a buzzsaw here in this tournament.
Yeah, he's really turned it on, after the first match that we saw of Shane where he got sent down to the B bracket. He has really come on guns a-blazing and fighting to stay alive here in the B bracket.
Yeah, sometimes for some of these competitors, there's something about having your back up against the wall that brings out the best in them.
Yeah, very true. Very good point there, Joey, because, there's a lot of pressure throwing these axes. There's a lot that goes into it. It's a precision sport, so you have to kind of calm your nerves. And some people like the chaos.
Shane Funky out to a nice start here in game number 1. Another bullseye here against Brandon Schnell.
Yeah, Shane with a unicorn to get this match started, up 18-16 going into the 4th throw. Brandon's off the mark. See him shaking his head. It looks like that could be popping through on the bottom part of the blade, and it is for 4 consecutive bullseyes for Shane Funky.
Brandon Shell with another 5, and he's down by 3 now. He's got to start throwing some bullseyes.
Looks like he listened to you there, Joey. It looks like a nice flush bullseye there on the bottom right bullseye. And Shane's throw got hoping through it's popping on the bottom part of that blade, and it is there for a 5. But you can see there from his body language, he was none too happy with that throw.
Shane Funky, always fun to watch him in this arena.
Well, you can't spell funky without fun, so Shane's definitely having some fun out there.
He'll take a 2-point lead into the second half against Shell.
Brandon going for that upper right-hand side bullseye after the turn. Shane going for the middle bullseye, and it looks like he is off the mark. Could be hoping that that's a 5, but ruled a 4. So a nice capitalization there on Shane's mistake from Brandon Shell. Tying this thing up, 33-33 going into the 7th throw.
4 throws to decide the victor here in game 1.
See if that's popping through the top part of the blade there for Shane. Going down the middle. But ruled a 6 there for both competitors. Brandon getting a closer look there, but 39 all going into the 8th throw. I don't know if you feel the same way, Joey, but I think this game is going to come down to the kill shots.
What else would you expect here on Battle Axe at the Ironside Open?
Another couple bullseyes there. Really nice flush bullseye there by Brandon Shell. 45 all, going for the kill shots here.
Here we go. It's going to come down to this. Shell and Funky going for the kill shots.
Yeah, we'll see. Very close by both competitors. Looks like Brandon at least got a 7. We'll have to get a ruling here on Shane's. Oh, and a miss there for Shane Funky. So the tide has turned, and Brandon Shell with a 7-point lead. Both players going for the kill shot. Shane has to hope that Brandon misses a kill shot, and he hits an 8 to come back in this thing.
I love the competitive spirit here of Shell. He doesn't have to go for this kill shot, but he is, and it looks like he hit it.
It does. It looks like he hit a kill shot, at least 7, and it ruled an 8, and another miss there for Funky. So what a comeback.
Yeah, Shell off to a slow start, and then he got red hot to get this win here in game 1 over Shane Funky, 60-45.
Yeah, Brandon Shell, what can you say? He was sticking around. He tied this thing up on Shane Funky's forward that he threw on the sixth throw and did a tremendous job of sticking with Shane to force some kill shot attempts here on the ninth and 10th throw for an impressive score of 60. But, man, we talked about calming your nerves and having your back up against the wall. That's exactly where Brandon Shell was, not only in the B bracket, but in this match as well. So kudos to him. He had ice in his veins going for that kill shot attempt there on the ninth throw, hitting that 7, which really put him in the driver's seat. And then unfortunately for Shane Funky, we've seen him be really comfortable with those kill shots in the past. Unfortunately for him, he was off the mark on both of his attempts for a score of 45. But we know how consistent of a thrower that he is. I'm sure he's going to rebound, and we'll see if he can force a game number 3.
We've still got one game to go here on Battle Axe. We'll bring it to you straight ahead. Welcome back to Battle Axe. I'm Joey Dania alongside Bobby Bradford from the Ironside Open in West Des Moines, Iowa at the Ironside Axe Club. It's been quite the tournament, and this episode might be our best yet. We've had some thrilling competition here in front of an electric crowd. Can't wait to see how this next matchup finishes things out here on this awesome episode we've had. Lucas Johnson going to be looking to put it away in 2 games as he takes on Stephen Neal.
Yeah, so Lucas with a nice score of 60 in their first match, Steven with 51. Both players did have a nice kill shot, 8 at the end of the match there for their 10th throw. We'll see if Steven can carry over that momentum and force a game number 3, or if Lucas will shut the door. But to no surprise, it looks like that's going to be a bullseye there for Lucas, popping through on the left-hand side of the blade. Steven's got to be hoping that's popping through on the right-hand side of the blade. But rule to 5. We'll see if he wants to get a closer look and get a second opinion here. But Lex to uphold the ruling.
Lucas Johnson has been on the hottest run of this tournament thus far. He's put up 3 consecutive rounds in the 60s. He's just been an absolute buzzsaw.
Yeah, it's a bullseye there for Steven and another bullseye there for Lucas. Not often you can broadcast a match and just close your eyes and say it was a 6 for that competitor. But that's the situation with Lucas Johnson right now. He's got a chance for another unicorn here. Steven going for that lower left-hand side bullseye. Nice flush bullseye there.
Yeah, it's been so fun to watch Lucas Johnson throw the axe, as you just don't see this kind of a run very often, even from some of the world's best. He's been unbelievable.
Yeah, and it's just been very consistent. A lot of these bullseyes haven't been cheap ones. They've been nice flush bullseyes. But with a 1-point lead here, Steven going for that lower right-hand side bullseye, trying to get a closer look. See him just popping through on the bottom part of that blade. But rule to 5 there, so Steven giving up another point here to Lucas Johnson. Something he knows he can't do, but you have 6 throws left, only down by 2.
And the last game between these two, it was a 4 from Lucas that allowed Stephen Neal to get back in this one. But if you're Stephen Neal, you can't count on that happening again.
Correct, yeah. And Lucas going right down Broadway, as is Stephen Neal for their last throw before the turn. And another 5 there for Steven. So, I mean, we talked about it at the beginning of the show. We don't normally count 5s as mistakes, but we know that we're at the point of this tournament right now where you have to be on your game. And you can't let your opponent steal any points from you here. So these 5s are slowly chipping away at Stephen Neal here.
Death by 1,000 cuts. 3 5s all of a sudden are devastating mistakes when your opponent has thrown nothing but bullseyes.
Oh, but ruled. It took us a while, Joey. It took us 4 matches with Lucas Johnson, but we saw the first 5 that he's thrown. So Stephen Neal doing a nice job capitalizing with that bullseye, making it a 2-point game going into the 7th throw.
Once again, Stephen Neal hanging around, giving himself an opportunity.
Both players electing to go for the upper left-hand side bullseye. Stephen with a nice flush bullseye as Lucas Johnson answers with a bullseye of his own. 39-41 going into the 8th throw.
So Stephen Neal not going to go up for the kill shot just yet. We'll see how he does here. Don't want to let this one get any further away. Looks like the top of that blade might be into the red.
Yeah, for Stephen Neal right now, he's within striking distance, and he also, I think, wants Lucas to go up for a kill shot as well, knowing that if Lucas is off the mark, that's kind of the only way that he's going to get some points, because he definitely doesn't want to rely on him to throw 4. But as it stands, Stephen going up for the kill shot, as is Lucas Johnson.
2-point lead for Johnson. Neal has got to hit this.
Yeah, and Lucas wisely waiting for Stephen to throw. This just shows the confidence that Lucas has in his kill shot. It looks like Stephen at least got a 7. Let's get a closer look. But, ooh, Lucas Johnson is off the mark there. And that is a hit 8 for Stephen Neal. So just what the doctor ordered for Neal.
Yeah, you said it first, Bobby. Neal wanted to put the pressure on Johnson to have to go up for the kill shot by waiting to do it on throw 9, and that worked out just as he would have hoped. He's up by 6 now, and they're going to do it again here.
Yeah, going up for the kill shot. Lucas waiting for Stephen to throw. From Stephen's reaction, it looks like he's pretty pleased with that throw. We'll see how Lucas responds here, but if that is an 8 or a 7, and it looks like that is an 8 there for Stephen, he has got to force a game number 3 here.
Well, they both hit the kill shot on the final throw, and Stephen Neal does what few have done in this tournament. He gets a win over Lucas Johnson, and we will have a game number 3.
Well, just as in the first match, both players went up for the kill shot on the 10th throw. Both hit an 8, but in this matchup, it was a different outcome as Stephen Neal takes the victory, forcing a game number 3, 61-55 over Lucas Johnson. And Joey, as we've seen throughout this entire episode, I mean, Lucas has been throwing lights out. That 1-5 on his sixth throw was the only 5 that he threw all night here. So he's been a tremendous competitor. Unfortunately for him, he was off the mark on that kill shot attempt on the 9th throw, ever so slightly missing the kill shot, but as it stands, Stephen Neal hit that nice kill shot 8 on his 9th throw to take a commanding lead, and then followed up with another nice flush kill shot 8 there on his 10th throw for a nice score of 61.
Well, if you want to see the conclusion of this series, you'll have to wait until the next episode of Battle Axe. For Bobby Bradford and the entire MC22 crew, thanks for watching Battle Axe. Have a great one.